So, here's my objective character tier list for Wheel of Time. And by objective, I mean it's objectively my opinion, so... yeah, it's a joke. Don't get angry over it, it's a joke. I'm ranking this list based on how much I enjoy any given character whenever they are on screen. And less important, but still a factor, is how many of those good scenes they actually have. So characters with less screen time will have lower score because of that, but it's still more important how much I like those scenes that they have than how many of those there are, if that makes any sense. And I definitely did not, by which I mean I did steal this idea from Daniel Green, so there you go. I guess let's get started. So, Galad, he's a good character. I quite like him. I think I like him more than an average reader, but I would still say he's B tier. Galad is not very relatable in most cases, but what he does do really well is that he's very consistent. He's extremely consistent, and seeing those little pieces of him growing and understanding that other people are not like me, but I will still help them, I will still do my best. It's very nice. I really like him, and I especially like that amazing scene in Knife of Dreams. And by the way, full spoilers, so yeah. Knife of Dreams, when he fights Valda, it's... I often like to say that it's the famous scene for being better than the whole previous book combined, which is of course Crossroads of Twilight. And I like Crossroads of Twilight more than probably average person does. I think it generally has some really good scenes as well. But Galad vs. Valda is potentially up to that point the best duel in the whole series. Although Brandon does put his own mark on that conversation, but Galad Valda, great scene. And Galad overall, I find his evolution as a character very believable. He doesn't have any like huge jumps in power levels or anything like that. He's very consistently grows up and gets more influence among people. So yeah, and just the fact that he kinda humanizes the White Cloaks is really cool. I like that. Then Moiraine. Nobody's gonna be surprised by this. S tier. She's the best character in the first 5 books. Easily the best character in the first 5 books. Her duel with Lanfear is one of the best scenes in the whole series. I love it. I love the fact that we get that little snippet from her POV where she's like, I can't hope. I must do this, even though I know it will hurt me. It's so good. I absolutely love it. And honestly, this might be a bit controversial, but I kind of wish she had actually died there. Her thing with Thom... Why is Thom not on the list? Wow. I just realized Thom is not here. Well, anyway. Her romance, whatever, with Thom, there is no build-up. People say there is, but there really isn't. Last time they saw each other was in Stone of Tear, where they tell each other, oh, I know who you are, Moiraine Damodred. Well, I know who you are, Thom Merrilin. And that's the last time they saw each other. And somehow they're supposed to be in love. I don't buy it. I don't. And obviously, I don't think anyone really reads the series for romance, but it might be the worst romance in the whole series. So, yeah. But other than that, she's such a great character. She drives the story in the first book. She's shown to be strong, but not unbeatable strong. And I like that. She's not someone who can just pull a new rabbit from her hat whenever she needs a new weave to do something. There is clear rules what she can do, and the whole series follows them afterwards. I guess it can maybe feel a little bit soft magic with her. One power, at the start, but overall I think she's really good. And just how driven she is to make sure that Rand and the other Emond's people succeed. It's great. She's the best stepmom anyone could hope to have, if that makes any sense. Then, Lan. Oh boy. Lan is not quite as high S tier as Moiraine. Lan, most of the series, doesn't do much. But when Lan gets his moments, man, those are good moments. And again, I like the fact that he's not perfect. He has some real issues with leadership. Even though he's supposed to be a king, he doesn't want to lead. Yet, he wants to go to the Plight and die, which is very backwards. It makes sense why, but obviously it's very backwards thinking. And, yeah. His duel with Demon Dread is one of the best hell yeah scenes ever. Anywhere. Outside Wheel of Time as well. It's fantastic how... I mean, man, I know this is really bad YouTube, I know, but like, man, I love that scene. It's so good. You didn't listen. I didn't come here to win. I came here to kill you. Death is lighter than a feather. I fucking love it. It's so good. I really want to see that in the show. I really do. Then we get to the controversial characters. With Matt. I like Matt. Matt is a good character. Definitely. I like his whole that, I won't help you if something happens to you, and then he's trying to help that character. It's cool. It's a nice, I don't want to call it a gimmick, but it's a cool way to characterize someone. I really like it. But my problem with Matt is, and I know this is a controversial thing to say, most of his plot arcs are not very interesting to me. Also, I guess I just don't like kind of comic side of the series as much. Like, he has some of the funniest scenes in the whole series, don't get me wrong, and I do like that. I guess I like the more tragic side of the story, and Matt rarely is there. I also, well, I guess this speech spoilers, I also don't like Tuan very much, which obviously takes away some points from Matt, in a way, because those two are so tightly tied to each other, you know. I like Matt, but I don't like Matt nearly as much as most people do. And I'm even brave enough to admit that part why I don't like Matt as much might be because I find him to be so overrated in this fandom as a whole. I don't think he's the greatest character of the series. I don't think he's even the top 10 character in the series. He's good, he's very good, but just the fact that everybody seems to unconditionally love him is, well, it's not same for me. So, there you go. Okay, so, Loghain. Oh man, hey, no. It has to be A tier. I'm sorry, Loghain is the best side character ever. He's so good. I fucking love this man. He's so cool. He goes through so much. And even through all the pain and suffering and all that he has to go through, he still manages to be a good guy in the end. Like, there was multiple times when he could have very easily become a bad guy. He would have been a perfect candidate to become a Forsaken. But he still was that good man. He's still a good guy. He still wants to help. He's being put down so many times. He's afraid that someone will take away his freedom, take away his new power, I guess. You can relate to that in a way. Like, you understand that after all this man has gone through, it just makes sense that he would not trust people. Especially in the last book when he finally gets some POVs. I absolutely love the fact how he regards Gabrielle and wants to not trust her, but he feels that because he knows what Gabrielle feels, he understands that she's honest with him. And that kind of scares him a bit because he knows that what he's doing currently is wrong. And I love that. It's so good. Such a great character. I'm beyond excited to see him in the show. I am. I really hope they make him justice. I have heard that they are gonna expand his role, and I love that. Great idea. Best side character ever. The most underused character in fiction. Period. Avienta. This is... Yeah, I have to do it like this. I like her in Shadow Rising and Fires of Heaven and the start of Lord of Chaos when she's with Rand. And is really her own character. She doesn't feel like some people say, oh, she's just there because of Rand. Like she's just part of Rand's character. But I don't think that's true. I think she's very clearly her own character in those books. But problem with her is that she doesn't really have enough to do after that. She's just there. In the last battle, she kind of has her own time to shine when she fights against Hezalon, but even that is just something she can do on the side. Like, it's not the important part of the last battle, I guess. I don't know, I like her, but she just doesn't get enough screen time to really shine properly. Tham. This is a difficult one. I think this is one of those characters that everybody likes, but nobody would rank him very high because he just doesn't have, again, enough screen time. So, yeah, I'm sorry, Tham, but you just don't do enough. He has his moments in Shadow Rising with Perrin, and obviously he has one of the most emotional scenes ever with Rand in Towers of Midnight, and also in Gathering Storm. Also, the way he puts down Gatsuen is... I love it. I love it. Also, Gatsuen is not here, so... This list is missing some characters. But yeah. Good character, but just not enough screen time. Nowhere near enough screen time to be higher than that. I believe this is Garrett Bryn. Usually I would... if I would have to rank 100 best characters, he would probably be higher. But among these characters, no. I like him. He's cool. He's one of those people that, he just he doesn't really steal the scene, but whenever he's there, he's very self-assured, he's very cool-headed, and very likable. And I quite like his relationship with Swan, but alone he's not that special. Perrin. Very close. Also, by the way, when I put characters in tiers, like Matt and Galad in B tier are they're both B tier. It's not that Matt is ahead of Galad, it's just they're both on B tier. Same here. Logain and Perrin are both A tier. I can't decide which I like more. Perrin obviously has much more screen time than Logain. He has more boring scenes than Logain. But he's still a very good character. I actually like his arc in Gildan, such Altara, such Amadisia, or wherever they are, when he's looking for Fail. I think those are very cool scenes. Only thing that kind of takes points away from those is the fact that I would like to see more of the camp outside Perrin's mind, because he's just Fail, but there's a lot going on there, and I would like to see that. There are those snippets when you actually see things happening around him properly, and I love it. If I could be put in one place for a day in this whole series, I genuinely would go there. I would like to see how everything works out in that camp. Genuinely. Also, he's in one of my favorite scenes as a POV when Rand returns to Carhien in Crown of Swords and dethrones Colbert. Again, Perrin is very much Fail, but everything around him in that scene is so cool. I fucking love that scene. It's so good. Really good scene. So, Perrin is A tier. Also, I guess I should touch the Wolf Brother thing. I think it's a cool concept, but it's not my favorite part of Perrin. I like it, but could be better. Elaine, B tier. Again, good character who has some boring scenes, and I'm sure people will not find this very controversial when I say that Elaine has some boring scenes. I quite like her. I don't think she's as... people say that she's too stupid, she's very brash, that is a fact, but I don't think she's stupid. I find her character to be interesting to read most of the time. in the first couple books, she's kind of just there, not doing much. But in Shadow Rising, when she goes to Tanchico, there is a scene where she gets drunk and goes to Nynaeve saying something along the lines that Berylane is not my matter after all. I'm sure you remember the scene. I like that scene. It very much humanizes Elaine. Again, like she drinks too much. She has her problems. She's not perfect. And yeah, up to the point where she arrives to Andor and starts the whole Civil War thing, I think she's a very good character. I really like her scenes. Also, I kind of feel bad for her for having to hang around Nynaeve for so long, because while Nynaeve is a wonderful character, she's not always the most wonderful person to be around. So, I guess that's some pity points. Also, her relationship with Birgitte is the best friendship probably in any book I've ever read, or series. I absolutely love those two. They're like younger and older sister, and I really like it. And the way it kind of comes to an end when Birgitte is killed but returns as Hero of the Horn is such a nice thing. Makes me feel very good inside. Faile. I don't think this is a very big surprise to anyone. I don't hate Faile as much as most people, but again, in this group of characters, Faile just doesn't do it for me. She's... I guess the idea that Saldeans want to be yelled at is kinda dumb, in a way. It's too kind of... It feels like a gimmick thing to have for a whole people, and I don't know, I just never really liked that as much. Towards the end, I do like her more and more. Especially after she's freed from the Shido, I think she becomes a very cool character. I really like her. She's still a bit hot-headed, goes to conclusions too fast, but overall I think she's a very good character after that. But yeah, among these people, she just doesn't have what it takes to be really high up on this tier list. Nynaeve, easy S tier. She's wonderful. While all the other Emond's Field people are kind of like growing up, becoming powerful, more self-assured, and I mean she does as well. Don't get me wrong, like she's like what 5th most powerful female channeler, excluding the Forsaken, and she just comes up with these amazing weaves. Like hell, she heals gentling and stilling. Like that's amazing, but deep down, she's very insecure, and I feel that is something that anyone can relate to. The way she deals with her insecurity is very not enjoyable to people around her, but it's very relatable. Like we all have those insecurities that we don't wanna face, and she has probably more than most of us. You know, I can at least relate to that a lot. I really enjoy that. Also, she has some hilarious scenes because of how unaware of her own behavior she is. Like, I believe it's in Crown of Swords when Elaine gets attacked in Abu Dar, and Nynaeve tries to help her, and the man comes and says that, oh, I have a carriage. They're probably trying to kidnap them. I have a carriage, like, get her here, I will help you. And Nynaeve's reply is, go away, we don't want your help, she said politely. Like, stuff like that happens. Or, of course, the famous, I will not yell at you, Nynaeve yelled. Or, it was unfair that people were reminding her of that because she had already apologized. Only in her head, but she still had. It's, you know, it's funny. It is. But deep down too, she's such a sweet person. She just wants to help everybody. You can't hate her for that. Like, if she feels that you are part of her pack, so to say, she will make sure that you are okay. And we all need people like that in our lives, okay? Don't hate her. Don't hate Nynaeve. She does what she thinks is the right thing to do. And she always tries to do things that are right. Her moral compass is at the right place. Her way of viewing things is a bit skewed at times. Overall, wonderful character. Lanfear. This might be a surprise to some people. I don't really like Lanfear that much. I feel there's a lot of potential with her character. And she has really cool backstory. But her actual scenes in the books are not that interesting. A lot of people say that they would have liked to see Lanfear come back to light at the end. I think that's absurd idea. She was the first Dark Friend. She was the one who first gave herself to the Dark One. And she's so deeply corrupted by Dark One at this point that there would be no way of her ever coming back. Not a bad character, but I don't like her that much. And Tuon goes with the same, well, I guess you can't really compare her to Lanfear, but first of all, I don't really buy her and Matt's relationship. I mean, sure, she's attractive, I don't say she's not, but she's such a cold character. I just don't buy it. I don't think Matt would find character like this attractive. And I know it's the point that he finds someone who is nothing what he usually likes. And then he falls in love with her, but I just don't like Tuon. And that's just part of it. I just don't like Tuon at all. Her inability to see things from other people's point of view makes her very unlikable. And usually I don't have problem with character who is unlikable as long as they are consistent, and she definitely is. She's just kind of character that I just don't enjoy reading at all. So, D tier it is. Loial. I have to go with C tier. Loial is great. I would love to have a friend like Loial, but he doesn't do much. He's not there enough for my taste. So, yeah, and even at the very end, I feel Brandon picked up a lot of characters who were kind of forgotten and gave them time to shine. And sure, we see Loial fight, and there's a description of how Loial looks during the battle. His face covered in blood, his ears thrown back, his mouth in a grimace, and that sounds terrifying. And it's kind of cool to see how this gentle giant, what he becomes when the battle is, or when he has to fight, when he has to defend the nature. And it's cool to see, but overall, he doesn't have enough. He's barely there most of the time. I guess in Shadow Rising he does have that cool scene where he and Gold go and close the Waygate, and he brings Gold back, almost dead. It's cool. I don't know, he's just not... It's not enough. Min. This is difficult, but I think I have to put her to B tier, mainly because pretty much almost all the scenes that I really like from her is her and Rand. So in a way, Rand kind of carries her most of the time. And again, yeah, I get it, it's the point. She is the love interest for Rand. I think they are probably the best relationship in the whole series because they're actually together. It's not just awkward teenage love affairs. It's actual relationship between them, and yeah, there is so many good scenes with Min, but pretty much all of them are also about Rand, so that makes me feel... Obviously, Rand's character would be nowhere near as great without Min, which makes me kind of think I should maybe put her in A tier after all. Because I really like her, and I don't think it's true when people say that she doesn't have enough, or she doesn't do anything herself. She's just there for Rand. She definitely does things on her own. For example, saves Suana and Lyanna. Also, Lyanna is not on this list. Man. But, yeah. You know what? Sure. You can go up there, Min. I like you. I like you a lot. Also, she's one of the like only characters who doesn't have, of the main cast who doesn't have some fighting power. Like sure she can throw those knives and she has the visions, but she's not powerful channeler. She's not a blade master. And I think there probably should have been more of those characters, because everybody's such a killing machine at the end that in battles you don't really feel they're in danger, because you know that they are tier S plus channeler or they are blade master or something, you know. But Min is just a person. In a way, Min is so much more relatable than almost anyone else in the series, just because of that. So, yeah, A tier. Oh boy, now we get to the true... Can I put her to D tier? Nah, she goes to C tier. Egwene. I don't like Egwene. She's... And this is very subjective thing, obviously. But I feel I don't buy her growth, first of all. I don't buy her, like, dedication to the White Tower that suddenly kind of starts when she becomes the Amyrlin. Because up to that point, she was just trying to learn about everything. And I really like her up to the point where she becomes Amyrlin. She can be kind of a cunt at times, but that's fine. Most of these characters are cunts at times. That's not a problem to me. What is a problem is that she doesn't really show to be dedicated to the White Tower that much. But when she becomes the Amyrlin, suddenly she's only thing that matters is the White Tower. She finds herself to be so much more important than anyone else when she could have become that character that brings humanity to Aes Sedai, instead of she sheds her humanity to become an Aes Sedai, if you understand what I mean. Like towards the very end, when Gavin dies in the last battle, what she says is, well, Egwene Alvear, the girl, couldn't handle it, but I'm the Amyrlin seat, so I can deal with this. It's almost like the opposite of what happens to Rand, where Rand realized that he must be a human to do what he must. He can't just be the dragon. He must be a human to do what he must. And Egwene is the opposite, where she must, or doesn't must, she doesn't must or have to, but she becomes the Amyrlin and leaves behind what she used to be. And I don't think that's very fun plot arc, I guess. So, there you go. Siuan Sanche. B tier? Yeah. I like her character growth. Towards the end, she has, I think, a bit too many scenes where she's just fawning over Egwene and just becomes Egwene's kind of like, not even a mentor. She's just there to tell how great Egwene is all the time. And again, because I don't much like Egwene, it's not very interesting for me. When she has her own agenda going on, I find her a very cool character, though. I love her relationship with Brynn. It's not very intuitive relationship at first, but it's kind of cool to see at the end. They have some good shit going on together. And yeah. I guess I don't have much else to say about her. I do like her quite a bit, though. Masreen Taim. One of the best baddies in the whole series. Especially because at first you don't really know. You don't know if he's really a bad guy, if he's just arrogant asshole. I mean, he is. But you don't know if he's actually a bad guy. And by the time it's clear, it's way too late to do anything about it. And yeah, I really like Taim. Definitely one of those characters who... I mean, I'm a huge fan of the whole Black Tower arc. Everything about Black Tower is... Yeah, give me that shit. But... Yeah, he's very interesting. I just wish there was more of him. And I guess he's the important part of my favorite Egwene scene as well, at the end when the whole Flame of Tar Valon thing happens in the last battle. It's really cool. I just wish that the whole liberation of Black Tower would have happened earlier, because now it happens quite fast, and I wish there would be more of time. Also, seeing him be raised as a Forsaken really really explains how good he is at being a bad guy, which, I mean, you can't really hate man for being a good bad guy now, can you? So, great character. Very good character. Gavinder Kant. I think he... There we go. Next to Egwene, where he always wanted to be. Not as bad as people think. I don't think he's the worst character in the series. The worst written character ever. He's good, well written. He makes stupid decisions based on the very limited understanding of what is going on. And that's a very humane thing to do. You can't really blame him for that. And yeah, I don't find there to be like almost any scenes where I would be frustrated with him. Whatever he does, he always does because he believes that it's the right thing to do. Even though it's clearly not, because we have the understanding what is actually going on that he doesn't. That's fine. Like, it's fine to make mistakes when you don't understand what is actually going on. So, yeah. There's so many cool scenes with him. I like the fact that he just saunters into the Salidar camp, beats up some people, showing how, like, unhinged he's becoming. And just the fact that he doesn't even understand it himself, but he doesn't like Rand because he's jealous. And I think that is, again, a very human thing. He wants to be the important part of the world politics. But now he's sitting in a village near Tar Valonwell while the world is changing around him. It's understandable that he doesn't like Rand. On top of course, the fact that he thinks Rand killed Morghese. But also, where's Morghese? What is this list? Yeah, I think he's much better character than people give him credit for. Fane. Yeah, D tier. Fane is, again, one of those characters with a lot of missed potential. He's super interesting how he turns into this demonic power in the end, but between, I think, Winter's Heart, when he's in Far Madding, and the last battle, like, we don't really see anything about him. It's of course stated multiple times that even Brandon didn't really know what to do with him. So, and yeah, you can see that. He has potential, but it never goes anywhere, and that's why he's in the D tier. Uno, which is, like, why is Uno on this list, but we are missing characters like Morghese, we're missing characters like Verin, we're missing characters like Pevara. I love Pevara, she should be here. And then we have Uno. Uno's fun. He has like 7 scenes in the whole series, so I don't know why he's here. I would rather have Ingtar and put Ingtar very high because, man, that guy has one book and he fucking owns it. Fantastic. And here we have Uno, who is cool side character. But among these people, he has no hope of getting like good grades here. I'm sorry, Uno. You're a flaming great character. Burn my soul if you're not, but yeah. And then Rand al'Thor, who has his own tier because, of course he does. He's Rand fucking al'Thor, the Dragon Reborn. Like, what else would you do with this guy? He's the best written character ever. In anything I have ever read, nobody gets even close to this. The depth, the slow build-up of from farm boy to a demigod is just amazing. He has so many tear-jerking scenes in the series. Starting, like, in Great Hunt already, he has, like, the scene where he gives up the hope of them actually being his father, and that already is like, man, I'm not crying, you're crying. And it just keeps growing from there. Like, people tell me that, yeah, but Rand is so dark, he's too dark, and I guess that's fair enough. If you think he's too dark, I can't really argue with that. But I think it all makes sense. He's not bad man, he always has his heart in the right place. And that makes it doubly as sad to see how difficult everything is for him. There's so few people who actually help him because of him. Mainly Min. Like, even characters like Matt just hope that they don't have to see Rand. They don't want to be around Rand. Like, what the fuck? This is your friend. This is the man who's supposed to fight the Dark One. Help him. Be a friend to him. Don't just run away. Such a good character. I could talk about Rand for hours, but... well... best character ever written. So... yeah. Oof! How long was this? 35 minutes, oh my god. I had to even do the start like 3 times because people get messaging me on Discord. Well, if anyone watched this till the end, thanks. And join my Wheel of Time quiz every Sunday, noon EST. If I remember, I put a link to Discord where it's held. It's pretty cool. You should definitely go check it out. Yeah. I guess that's it. I don't know how to end videos, so I'm just gonna do this.